Hello, hello. How is everybody? Finishing getting set up here real quick. Make sure everything's ready. Hey, Silver. Hey, Bill. Is there any room still in your package? Oh, yeah, you got room. You're good. If you're in the flat rate bubble mailer, so you still got a decent bit of room. Yeah, you're only at about half. Yep, that is a snow leopard. Your package is 747. I'm sure there's something behind that, but I don't know what it is. Right there with you, Bill. I don't know where he was going with that. Hello to all my lurkers. More like a Cessna. My dad and brother used to fly Cessnas when I was growing up. They both had pilot's license. My brother actually let me steer one once. That was kind of fun. I was worried we were all going to die, but it was kind of fun. You're out. You're going to miss all the silver. A lot of Cessna crashes. I do remember the big thing is, I mean, obviously you need to have the talent for it, which both of them did. But the big thing that I remember from back in my childhood when they used to fly them was they always said that you have to make sure that you thoroughly check everything on the plane before you leave the ground. And if you see anything even remotely acting weird, switch it out for a different one. All right, I'm gonna give it a few more minutes to let people filter in, and then we'll get going. Better wait till we got more than 3 watching. Yeah, with 6. Saying there have been 6 crashes. Oh, it was 6 people in here. Yeah, we were up to 6 at one point. Now it's down to 3. So I figure we'll wait till a few more people show up. I don't know if Silver's still here or not. I know he wanted to see all the silver that was available tonight. There's a lot of it. For anybody who didn't see it, there's more than 3 pounds of silver up for grabs tonight. There's a lot of silver. Yeah, which is weird because I mean they're still good coins. I wonder if it's our regular auctions that are more popular, or if Thursday night's just a bad night. But even our Monday streams, even our Monday streams, I'd like to try and get more people in there. That's the goal of every YouTube channel, right? Get your viewer base up, get your subs up. Plus, we got a huge giveaway coming when we hit 1,000, so hopefully we'll get there before too long. Hey, Ezekiel. Your new name. Welcome to our channel. All right, well, for anybody who's not on the mailing list, our lot list for tonight is up on our Facebook page, as always. And I'll do a browser view of our page real quick so you'll know if you're looking at the right one. Here's our Facebook page, Cheapskate Coin Collecting on Facebook. And the second post down, right there, is our lot list for tonight. So if anybody wants to go check that out, so you can see what's coming up tonight. That's available. Yeah, so how's everybody doing? Hello to my lurkers. For those of you that are on the mailing list, the first 3 lots are already sold in the pre-sale. Hey, Trent. That's one of the benefits if you're on the mailing list, is that you get the lot list a couple of days early before every show. So you get a chance to look it over, see what you need, see what you want, check prices, all that kind of thing. And you get the chance to buy stuff before the show ever happens. The only thing that we do ask is if you do, still come and hang out at the stream, because, the views really help for getting our name out there. Hey, American Woodland Relics. And if anybody does want to be on the mailing list, here's my email. Just shoot me an email to that. Obviously, it's .com. I think I forgot to put the dot in. Just shoot me an email to that and let me know you want to get on the mailing list. Hey, some people are that way. Some people like to try and build their channels. Other people are just here to watch others. Nothing wrong with that. It's an entertainment platform. That's what it's for. Yeah. Rheumatoid arthritis. That's the one that's degenerative, right? Well, hopefully she does okay. Sorry to hear that. But thank you for coming and hanging out. Let her know we send our well wishes. All right. Well, I'm going to get this thing going. We got a lot to get to tonight. All right, so just a reminder to everybody, tonight is a consignment sale, which means the prices are set by the owner of all of these items. I do not have the ability to change them. If you like the price, pick something up. If you don't. Works either way. And just another reminder to everybody that if you pick anything up tonight, all packages from tonight will be held over till next week because we only do shipping on usually Wednesdays nowadays is the day we can get out to do shipping. So that means if you're back on our normal streams on Monday, then you'll have a package already and your shipping will already be covered unless you go overweight and have to get upgraded. Can't you bend some now? No, you gotta wait. If you wanted to bend some early, you should have done it on the pre-purchase. All right, so we're starting off with some BE rolls. As soon as I find the right one. Hey, Ramon. And Bill Betts is already grabbing this one. There it is. So that was right there. He beat me to even getting it on camera because I was out of order. So, all right, that one's going to Bill Betts for $3. All right, and then our next item up is a 64 Denver B roll. Just trying to listen and cook same time. You're on the mailing list. Do the pre-purchase if you need it. All right, that one's going to Bill Betts. Scratch Bill. All right, next up, this one we got 2 available. So if anybody wants them both, make sure you specify that. They're $3 each. And these are 1964 plain date B rolls. Bill Betts wants 1. That leaves 1 available. Any takers on roll number 2? Last call. 64 plain date. It just popped open. God. Get back in there. Get back in the tube. These are these weird older tubes that have that little notch. You have to line up to close them. But then they don't like to stay closed. All right, Bill's going ahead and taking the other one. Congrats, Bill. You like how shiny they are? Yeah, the BU scents are very nice. They're great to have. All right, next up we got another one with 2 available. And these are the 65 plain dates. 2 BU rolls, $3 each. These come in the paper rolls, not in tubes. So 1 going to Bill and 1 going to F. Conda. Grats and grats. All right, and 1 more. for the brilliant uncirculated rolls. A 1966 plain date BU roll. And this one's going to Bill. Congrats, Bill. Bill beat Jeff Conda by just a second. All right, next few items. They're a bit pricey, but they're great deals. We got 2 available on each. By pricey, I don't mean it's more than they're worth. By pricey, I just mean, you know, it's a large dollar amount for them. But they're fully well worth the price. I made sure of that before bringing them to you guys. So these are circulated full rolls of barber dimes. So 50 barber dimes per roll at $175 each. Nope, that's the wrong one. That's the next ones. Those are the Seed of Liberties. Those are coming up next. Here we go. Barber dimes. So that makes them, what, $3 and... What does that make each? Because my brain's not working. 175 divided by 50. Yeah, $3.50 each for barber dimes. How can you beat that? You know, plus they're all 90% silver, so there's that too. So anybody who's just looking to stack up some extra old silver, that's a good deal on these. Or anybody who's looking to add some barbers to your collection, that's a good deal. At $3.50 each, that is cheap for barbers. Chill out, light. All right, the last call on these. All right, we are going to move on to the one I accidentally showed before. Next up, again, we got 2 available. These are full rolls of seeded Liberty dimes. $2.25 per roll. So that breaks it down. Oops, divided by 50 is $4.50 each. Where else are you ever going to find $4.50 each for seeded Liberty dimes? And by the way, these have not been gone through. The owner that got these, he got them at the coin show that he was at recently. And he just picked up a big bag of them. He hadn't had a chance to go through them yet. So he let me throw them into the sale. And so there could be literally anything in these. Any date and mint mark could potentially be in these things. Now, for anybody who knows seeded Liberty dimes, I mean, there are some dates and mint marks out there that one dime could be worth this entire roll or more, even if it's an about good. One example of that would be very unlikely there's one in here because I think there was only like 50 of them made. But like one example would be like the I think it's the 1878 Carson City. All right, we got Ramon bidding. Are you? I assume you're bidding on one of them, right? Not both. Ramon, you're just bidding on one, right? All right, I'm going to assume you're only bidding on one. There, hopefully he sees that. I'm sure he's probably working right now, too. Because with Ramon, you never can tell. He might be buying both. All right, next item's up. There's, again, 2 of these available. These are a deal for you silver lovers out there. All right, so these stacks are going for $215 each. There's 2 available. They're in a shrink wrap. But you can see they are BU. And they are dated right down there. 1973. So that is a stack of 10 1-ounce silver rounds. So 10 ounces of silver. Accidentally hit the button. So were you bidding on that or were you not? No? Okay. All right. I fixed it. So any takers on these? Again, these are 10 ounces of silver each. I don't know about you guys, but most of like the 10-ounce silver bars and rounds and stuff that I see out there, they're usually going for anywhere between $225 and $240. All right, last call. All right, nobody looking to build their silver stack, I guess. Moving on. All right, now we are getting into some Indian cents. In 1 second, I got to reverse the order on this stack so it's in the same order as the list. I'm going to do these on the scope because they'll be way easier to see. All right, first one up, we got 2 available. Here's number 1. These are going for 30 bucks each. They are in very fine. These are the old copper nickel mixture planchets. The same planchets that were used by the Silver Eagles. Or Silver Eagles, the Flying Eagles. Sorry. The Flying Eagle set. So there is number 1. And here is number 2. Looking for 30 bucks each. Anybody? You know, you get into these older Indian dates and they start getting a lot harder to find. Especially anything from the 70s. Those things are just a monster to get a hold of, even in low grade. All right, we're going to move on. All right. Next up, we got the 1964L. Now it is in low grade and it does have some damage on it, which is why it's only 30 bucks. But what you're looking at is right there, the pointed bust tip is the L. And then, of course, there was the 64 no L, which was the rounded. Any takers on this one? Alright, moving on. Alright, next one. I'm sure there's going to be some of you out there that are going to be wanting to get on this one. This is the 1865 in VF, and it's a Woody. So you got that weird mix in the metal that creates those different color stripes and dots and different looks. It gives it a wood grain texture. Just adds a lot of cool character to these things. If anybody's interested in this one, we're going $20. That's a good price just for VF, not even taking into account it being a wood grain. Hey, Pam. Last call. 1865 in VF, and it's a Woody. Only $20. And this one's going to Pammy Jones. Congrats, Pammy. All right, next up is the 1866 Indian Cent in Good. This is getting into some more of the harder dates to get. And this one's going for $30. For anybody not familiar with the Indian Cent series and their prices, when you start getting into the upper 60s and even the lower 60s and definitely into the 70s, if you're looking to get something that's even like a VF, be prepared to be in the hundreds on the price on a lot of those dates. Especially that 1877. That's the key date to the series, the 1877, even in Good. You'd be looking probably $180. All right, moving on. Next one, there is two available. The 1868 in Good. These are going for $20 each. This one looks like it spent a little bit of time in water. Or $28 each, sorry. Not 20. The kitty's pretty. Yeah, my wife loved that picture, so she's like, you should use that. So I was like, all right, I'll use it for one. So that's the first one, and then here is the second one. Good taste. Yeah, we love the big kitties. Any takers on either of these at 28 each? Oh, you don't like my scary squirrel? That's scary. He's just smiling. All right, we are moving on. All right, next up, this next one, we do technically have two of them. These are the 1883 Open Threes. But one of them's got some scratches on it, so it's $1 cheaper than the one without scratches. So this one would be the $7 one. And this one is going to Pammy Jones. And then here is the $6 one. And it's just because you'll see right there, it's got some scratches on the obverse. Any takers on this one at 6? I guess Pammy Jones wants them both. Congrats, Pammy Jones. All right. Next up, this one is a very good looking coin. This is the 1884 EF Red Brown. And this one is going to Dacone. There you go, Dacone. That thing is gorgeous. All right. Going to Dacone for 25. All right. And then we have the same coin, except for this is extremely fine brown. Going for 20 bucks. That's the difference between a brown and a red brown, is that $5 premium. If it was a red, it'd be even higher, of course. And this one looks like it's got some big old die chips on it. Because that big blob right there on the shield, you can see my pointer right there, that's a die chip. I'm pretty sure whatever's going on with the corner of the end right here, I think that's a die chip. So, kind of neat. Should have put these out first. Yeah, I like to mix it up. Alright, moving on. Next up, 1887 and extremely fine. 12 bucks. Oh, so you got at least 4 diamonds on that one still. Off of there, Schmutz. Go away. Looking for $12 on this one. 1884 and extreme, or 1887 rather, and extremely fine. Alright, moving on. The 1888 and extremely fine for 12. And that, I mean, that is a good, clean coin. Look at those fields. Not a single anything going on with that. Looking for 12 bucks. Yeah, this thing is very nice looking. And keep in mind, I'm on a scope. This is way, way higher magnification than a loop. So if you can tell the fields are clean at this magnification, imagine how good this thing looks to the naked eye. If I had to make a guess right now, I would say we're probably at about 150 power magnification. And this one is going into Cone. Congrats to Cone. Take back last two. What do you mean? Never mind. I don't know what you meant. If I missed something, I'm sorry. Alright, next up, 1891. And extremely fine. No, not at all? Okay, good. Just want to make sure I didn't mess up. The lines that you're seeing on the face right there are on the 2x2. They're not on the coin. Looking for 11 bucks on this one. Same with that line right there next to the O. That's on the plastic, not the coin. I meant to switch out this 2x2, and I completely spaced out doing it. For 11 bucks, anyone? All right, moving on. Next up, we got the 1893 in extremely fine, going for 11 bucks. It's got some toning going on. Any takers at 11? Honestly, in full disclosure, if I was grading this coin, I would have said it was a VF. That's just my opinion. But again, these aren't mine. And the main reason for that is just because Indians are something I am really good at grading. And right there, that needs to have full separation all the way up and down for it to be an EF. And this one does not. That smooths over right there. So because of that, I would have called it a VF. Went through 600 pennies. I'm about to call it and hang out with y'all. That's a lot of pennies. Alright, we're moving on. Yeah, when I do consignments, if I ever don't disagree with a grade, I'm going to let you guys know. Just put a disclaimer up. These coins do not necessarily reflect the view or grading opinion of Cheapskate Coins. Right, next up, 1897 in VF. So like that one. That one's a dead on. That one is a VF. One 1971 S. I think it's meant to say 90, not 19. Oh, no, 1971S. Okay. Yeah, 70S's and 71S's both are pretty rare in boxes. A lot of them have been pulled. This one's going to Bill Betts. Scratch, Bill. That was... oh, we had two of those. I just realized that. I realize we have two of these. So if anybody else wants one, here's number 2. This again is a 1897. And this one's going to Pammy Jones. Pammy beat you by a hair, Bill. So one to Pammy, one to Bill. All right, next up. $1,900 in extremely fine. And yep, that one does have full line separation, and it's got 2.5 diamonds still visible. Not quite 3. And this one's going for $10. Yeah, definitely believe me when I do these consignment sales and I'm going through all the stuff that the person drops off. It never fails. There are coins as I'm going through them that I look at it and I'm like, yeah, that is not even close to what you're saying that is, and I just set it aside. And I'm like, that's not going in the show. That happens every time. Last call on this one. For $10. And that streak machine right there above N and E is in the plastic, not the coin. All right, moving on to 1901 and extremely fine. Going for $7. This one had just a little bit too much brown on it to call it a red brown. This one, if you were to submit this one for grading to like PCGS or NGC, they'd call it a brown. I think it has to be, if I remember right, I think it has to be like 70-something% of it still has to have the red for it to be considered a red brown. Oh yeah, definitely still beautiful. And worth every bit of $7 for sure. Heck, this is nicer than the one in my collection. And you're looking at 4 out of 5 diamonds. If anybody ever wonders what you're talking about with Indians when you're talking about the diamonds, if you can see my pointer on screen, it's the ribbon going down right here, the diamond shapes that are on the ribbon, those are the diamonds. If you have full diamonds, you're going to have 1, 2, 3, 4, and then on the fold will be number 5. But that number 5 fold right there is one of the highest points that it wears off the quickest. You're about to ask? Yeah, I figured I would explain that. Now you know. Now you know how to tell diamonds. When I first started collecting, I thought they were talking about these down here. Way back in the day. I was like, why would an Indian be wearing a diamond necklace? They didn't even have diamonds. Wouldn't these be like turquoise? Of course, that was before I even knew that this isn't technically an Indian. It's Lady Liberty with an Indian headdress. All right, moving on. like to educate you guys where I can, for anybody who might not have known. Next up, 1901 and Extremely Fine. And that would be a 2.5 diamonds. And this one's going for $7. Imitation. Who am I imitating? Or are you talking about Lady Liberty imitating a Native American? Oh, imitating your mom. If anybody didn't know, Ramon is Native American. Non-native. Last call on this one, $7. Yeah, I've heard that too, American Relic. I've never been able to find anything to confirm it, though. Alright, we're moving on. If you guys like those, you're going to like these next few. These are some tasty Indians. Next up, we got a 1902 Brilliant Uncirculated Brown. Possible Woody. Based on that pattern. This one's going for $65. Brilliant Uncirculated. Full diamonds. Got a cool little toning spot there right below the ribbon. That looks neat. Got like some yellow and blue and just a tinge of green in it. This is a beautiful Indian set. The reverse would be a red brown, for sure. Obverse, however, is brown. So it would be classified as a brown. Looking for 65, anyone? Beautiful, brilliant, uncirculated. Last call. All right, moving on to a 1904 in AU. It needs a new flip, or a new thing, because that's peeling up. I will replace this holder for you guys, whoever gets it. This is the 1904 in AU, going for $15. Four out of 5 diamonds on this one. And surely there's somebody out there that love to own an AU Indian for 15 bucks. That is a great price. You would, but your wallet can't. What are the issues with coin collecting, right? Your coin appetite is much bigger than your finances allow. All right, we're going to move on. I gotta set that aside so I can swap that holder. All right, next up is 1905 BU Brown with some beautiful toning on it. This thing looks awesome. It's got like almost a gold tinge in the feathers right there. That looks really cool. This one's going for 45. Any takers? All right, that's bugging me. I gotta zoom in on this thing real quick. What the heck is going on with this E? Okay, that's just dieware. That was messing with my head. I need to look at that. Yeah, that's dieware. All right, last call on this one. Any Flying Eagles tonight? Not tonight. I've got one coming on Monday. All right, moving on. All right, second to last of the Indians. 1907, brilliant uncirculated brown. This is another one that if it would have had just a bit more red going on, it could have almost been classified a red brown. But not quite there. Still gorgeous though. This one's going for 50 bucks. And this one is, yeah, looks like it's full diamonds. You just make out the one down there. Hey, I just try to bring you guys nice stuff. Look at it this way. Even if you can't afford it all, at least you have the fun of looking at it. And you learned something tonight. You learned how to tell the diamonds on an Indian cent. And a little bit about grading. Last call on this one. I'm glad I helped you to learn something. Learning is always a good thing. I like learning. I've always loved learning. I think learning's fun. I try and go into every day learning at least one thing I didn't know the day before. Alright, moving on. The final Indian, it's also a 1907, but this one's only an EF. So it's going for $7. Focus a little better. There we go. That looks like you got 3.5 diamonds on this one. That's a great coin for $7. You're learning that you need a different stapler. Yeah, we replaced ours a few months back with it's like a spring-loaded one. So you barely even have to push it all and it goes. And it's got like anti-jam and it's pretty nice. Last call on this one, $7. What, babe? We're talking about staplers.
Oh, Paper Pro.
Okay, my wife said it's called a Paper Pro. It's like blue and white. All right, moving on. Anybody decide you want any of those Indians, let me know before tomorrow, because I got to give all this stuff back if it doesn't sell to him tomorrow, because he's got another show coming this weekend. All right, next up. We've got a 1909 VDB Lincoln Wheat Cent. Brilliant uncirculated brown. Going for $22. And that is a Woody. From the looks of it. That looks like it might be a minor Woody. But 1909, and then there on the back at the bottom is your VDB. Looking for $22. Anyone? Brilliant uncirculated. This one's actually dang close to a red brown. This would be. This one, if you send it in, it might depend on who was looking at it to decide if they gave it brown or red brown. It is dang close. I gave it a brown just to be safe when I was looking at it. The owner didn't have it marked. He just had a BU. I added the brown. Last call, $22. All right, moving on. Here we got one more of these, except for this one's an EF. So 1909 VDB and extremely fine. And this one's going for $8. And there at the bottom is your VDB. Stands for Victor David Brenner, for anybody who doesn't know. He was the designer of the wheat cent back. For anybody who doesn't know the story of the VDB thing, Victor David Brenner was used to doing stuff for European companies. And in European companies, a lot of the coins you see minted and medals and tokens and all that have the artist's full name on the coin. So his original design, all across the bottom there, you can see my pointer, all across the bottom here said Victor David Brenner. And of course, the people at the mint, freaked out. And they're like, dude, you can't do that. What are you thinking? And so, eventually they got him to shorten it down to, he shortened it down to VDB, which they still had a fit about because everybody else only have 2 initials, not 3. But they let him have it eventually in the end argument. They just let him have the VDB. Have I shipped your package from Monday? Let me check my list. No. Trent, your package is still here. You asked us to hold it. So if you get anything tonight, you're good on shipping. Last call on this one. And going to Trent for $8. Scratch, Trent. All right. Our next couple items up are always a fan favorite. We have 2 available, but they're a little bit different. These are the old silver 3-cent trimes. From 1952. They're both going to be $21. One isn't about good, and the other one is good, but has a hole, as people used to do back then to, tie their coins to clothing, especially these little things, so they didn't lose the freaking things. Or they'd, put them on strings to keep all their coinage together. So this is the about good. for anybody who didn't know, these are actually 75% silver. It's the old original small star design. The later years, starting I think in 54, you start getting into the one outline of the star, and then later on there's two lines outlining the star. And then here is the one that's in good. And there's, of course, as I mentioned, they did hole it. And it has been filled. And there's some people out there that don't mind them with the holes in them because they figure it just adds to the history of the coin. So any takers on these, $21 each. You can get it in good condition with the hole or about good without a hole. Either way, 21 bucks. If you've been on one, just let me know which one. Here's the about good one again. First time seeing one. Yeah, there's a lot of people don't realize we ever made these. Excuse me. All right, last call on these. And these silver ones are tough to get a hold of. It is not super often that we ever have them come through here. Consignment or otherwise. All right, we're going to move on. If you decide you want one of those, let me know by the end of the night. Oh, Trent's grabbing one. Which one did you want, Trent? Did you want the about good or the good with the filled hole? Surprise you? All right, here we go. So you can watch me do it. My eyes are closed. I'll give you this one, whichever one it is. All right. That was the one in good, by the way, that it popped up. All right, next up, we've got a 1883 no cents V nickel. And EF, extremely fine. So-called no cents because it does not say cents on the reverse. These were the coins that people would use files and add edges or reeds to the edge and then gold plate them and pass them off as a $5 gold coin. And people caught on to that little scam very quickly. So the mint recreated the V nickel in the same year with one that says cents, making it the only year that they had 3 nickels in 1 year. Racketeer nickel. Because they had the no cents, they had the with cents, and they had the Buffalo, the final year of the Buffalo. Or not the Buffalo, the Shield. Wow. This one's going to Trent. Congrats, Trent. So yeah, there was an 1883 Shield nickel as well. All right. All right, we're going to take a short intermission so everybody has a chance to get up, move around, use the bathroom, grab a beverage, whatever you want. And when we come back, we're going to be coming back with some half dimes. So everybody take 5, and we will be right back. All right, I'm back. Oh, by the way, for anybody who's been waiting for me to do the stream with the baddie quarters, I haven't forgotten. They're right here. Right here. I'm still going to do that stream. It's just, you know, we do our stream on Monday, and then when we have consignments, we do the Thursdays. So that only gives me 2 days to get everything ready for it. So I just haven't had time yet. But I will do that stream at some point, either tomorrow or Saturday. It's coming. Don't worry. Cincinnati man. Did you already know what you wanted to get? You didn't include that. I don't mind doing it. I just needed to know if it was something we already went over. Or if it's something still to come. We haven't got to it yet? All right, let me take care of that for Miss Pam real quick. All right, so that was the two 1883 open threes. So those are back to being available if anybody wanted them. They're in VF. One's $6, one's $7, because one's got scratches. You're welcome. Let me get them back into the bundle real quick where they're supposed to go. All right, those are put away. All righty. Half dimes. Dime of half.
You took them off the list, right?
Yes. All right, American Woodland. Thanks for coming in. We got starting off with a 1932 capped bust half dime. In good condition, going for $40. You don't run into these often. 1832. That is an oldie. Any takers on this one at $40? This guy's definitely seen some action, but there are not a lot of these out there, so these are the kind of coins you got to grab them when you can. You can see he's got a bit of a rim ding down here. First when I saw that, I thought it was a cud. Until I looked at the rim, I was like, oh, no, that's a ding. Last call on this one. Yeah, I've always liked the cat bust design. I thought it looked nice. Hey, Rich. If there's anything in the first half of the list that you wanted, let me know, Rich, because we're about midway through. We can revisit it later on if you want to be able to see it. All right, moving on. Next up, we got an 1853 with arrows, seated Liberty half dime, and very good. Got some cool toning on it. You see those colors on there popping out, some oranges and yellows. It's gonna go for 17 bucks. For anybody who doesn't know, it's called arrows because it has the arrows at the date. For 17 bucks, anyone? All right, moving on. We got two of these available. These are 1854 with arrows. They're both in good, and they're 14 bucks each. Here's the first one. And here is the second one. Surviving populations on everything seated Liberty is really low. Last call on these two. Any day wants the first one, which is the one under the scope right now. So this one is going to Andy Day. Congrats, Andy. And we're going to move on. All right. Next up, the next one also has two available. And it is the 1860 seated Liberty half dime. Both of them are in good at $13 each. Here's number one. Got some of that cool silver toning on it. And And then here is number 2. We got a couple of scratches on it. Any takers on either of these? Here's number 1 again. Annie Day's taking the first one, which is this one, with the cool toning. Congrats, Annie. Here's the other one. All right, we're gonna move on to the last seeded dime or the half dime of the night. The 1868 San Francisco seeded Liberty half dime in good condition, going for 14. Trying to find any of these that actually have the mint marks on them still is a trick. Most of the ones still floating around out there are the plain dates. But here you actually got a San Francisco. Good strong mint mark on that one too. Judging by the look at the back, I'm going to say that that's partially where it says half dime. That's partially wear. But that almost looks like that might have been a grease strike through. Because typically coins wear evenly, and that is definitely not even. So that might have actually been a greaser. Last call on this one. Hey, Lady Jacks. How are you tonight? And this one's going to Annie Day. Congrats, Annie. All right, we're moving into seeded Liberty dimes now. Just got home from a business trip. Fun. At least you get a little bit of travel, I guess, right? Gotta look at those bright sides. All right, first up on these is 1839 New Orleans. In good. A bit cold. Too bad your business trip wasn't here. It's in the mid-70s every day. This one's going for 15 bucks. Here's your New Orleans mint mark. Last call on this one. 1839 New Orleans. But in 19 years, this will be 200 years old. All right, moving on. Next up's the 1853 Arrows at Date. Seated diamond good. Does have a couple of scratches, but nothing too horrible. Because of that, this one's priced only at $9. That's a great price all day long for seated dimes. Not as good as that $3 or $4.50 each. If anybody would have got one of those rolls earlier. What rolls? We have two. There's two rolls. I showed them earlier of seated Liberty dimes. So it's 50 dimes, all seated Liberties. Like this one, the one on top's in 1856. They're $2.25 for a roll. This one's got 1890 on top. But these came out of an unsearched bag, so these could literally have anything in them. Any date and mint mark can be in these. But yeah, $225 per roll. It makes you $4.50 per dime. For seated Liberties, that is a steal. And then there was also two rolls of Barber dimes for $175 each, which makes them $3.50 per dime, which for Barber dimes again is a freaking steal. Oh yeah, we've got some big lots today. All right, last call on this one. 1853 with arrows and good. $9. All right, moving on. Next up is 1854 New Orleans. This one's in a VF, but as you can see, there's damage on the obverse. So we have it priced as a fine tonight. So this one's $12. Pam, are you asking me if I have a list, or are you asking Lady Jax if she gets the list? There's your New Orleans mint mark. Big old O. Me? Yeah, I have a list. You can get on the mailing list and get it a couple of days early, or the day of the sale every week or every time we stream, we put it on our Facebook page. There's the link. It's the second post down. This one's going to Pammy Jones for 12. Congrats, Pam. All right, this next one is for you guys that like your die errors or your mint errors. This is the 1854 with arrows, seated Liberty Diamond good, and it's got a rotated die mint error. So you can see the arrows I've got pointing up and down, showing the orientation of the obverse. And then you flip it, and it's now pointing at the corners. That is a rotated die. That means that the anvil die was in the wrong position. It was turned too much. So that would be a 45-degree rotated die. And this one's going for 20 bucks. Kind of looks like a squid on the Chitty Kitty. What? Oh, squirrel. No, there's no squirrel on there. Might just be if you're using a small screen, maybe it might look that way. Last call on this one. This is a good deal, guys. 1854 with arrows. Seated dime. Good condition. That right there is already worth 20 bucks. Throw in the fact that it's a rotated die or a mint error. This thing's probably worth way more than that. Yeah, Pammy, I got you on it. That one's coming to you. I always look for my squirrel. Yeah, it's Mr. Snow Leopard tonight because my wife really liked that photo and wanted it up there for Iran. So it's Snow Leopard night. All right, moving on. Heck yeah, we love the big kitties. We think they're awesome. Next up, this one's a hard one to come by. This is the 1874 with arrows. They went back to the arrows by the date for 2 years later on down the road. It was 74 and 75. And they are both tough to find now. Here is the 74 in about good, going for 10 bucks. Any takers on this one? moving on. Next up, this is the 1875 No Arrows, San Francisco. This is the S below the bow, in good condition, going for 15 bucks. So they did two varieties of this one. They did one with the S below the bow, as you can see right there. There's the S. You see my pointer. And they had one where the S was up here below dime, above the bow. This is the below the bow. Looking for 15 bucks on this one. And then we do actually have a second one of these that has the details of a very good, but as you can see, it's got some damage to it. So we have it priced as a good. So this one's also 15 bucks. There's S below the bow again. So you got very good details with some damage for 15 bucks, or you've got good with no damage for 15 bucks. Other than your standard wear. But no major problems. All right, going last call on both of these. All right, moving on. Next up is 1876 San Francisco. This one's in a pour, so it's only 7 bucks. The 76 San Francisco is it's one of the better dates. You know, not quite as good as the Carson City, but still, it's one of the better dates for the San Francisco Mint. So that's why, even in this condition, $7 is a good price. Actual list on this one for even in this condition is like 15 bucks. So you're still getting it at basically half of the list. Last call on this one. Oh yeah, that's my wife in the other room working on getting foreign coins put away into holders. All right, moving on. Next up, 1977 San Francisco. Oops, wrong one. This one. 1977 San Francisco in good. Kind of dirty, but yeah. What can you do, right? Like black splotchies. So we're going for $10. Here's your estimate mark down there. Any takers? Can you see the chimes? Yeah, just remind me at the end. I'd be happy to go back over anything anyone missed. All right, we're moving on. Next up is an 1883 plain date in fine. This one's going for $12. It does have some minor damage around the shield at the bottom there, which is why it's only going for $12. Any takers? All right, moving on. Here's our last seeded Liberty Dime of the night. 1887 plain date. This one's in a very good, going for $10. Any takers? Last call. All right, moving on. Everybody that's leaving can be sorry they did. Because the next item up, these things are getting hard to come by. Which you wouldn't think that they would be, but they are. Tucson is currently completely sold out of these. This is the 2020 Silver Eagle. These things are going like hotcakes because this is the final year of the design the way it is and the way you've known it for years. They're changing the reverse next year. This is going for $25. It will come in the capsule. And this one's going to Lady Jax. Congrats, Lady Jax. All right. Now we're going into silver rounds. So these are all going to be at $22 each. A lot of different designs. And I'm only going to spend maybe about a minute on each one. So if you want one, make sure you jump on it. All right, so the first one is called the Independent Living Bullion. It's got the obverse of the walking, or the walker half. It's actually the full design of the walker half. And of course the reverse of the walker half there. $22. So there's a lot of experts that thinking that gold and silver are going to skyrocket soon, because the whole coronavirus thing has been making the stock market tank. So there's already a lot of people that are starting to pull out of the stock market and reinvest their money in gold and silver, which brings the prices on gold and silver up. Unfortunately, by doing that, they're also helping the stock market tank more. But, what can you do? Ah, that sucks. If you want, I can add you to the mailing list so you get all the future ones. All right, moving on. Just drop my flip. Where'd it go? Get back here. Get back in your flip. All right. Yeah, I'll add you after the show. Right. Next up, Northwest Territory. This is from 1987. For people that collect these, the older ones do carry a premium on them. The Northwest Territories Mint. Map of the West Coast. 1987, 1 ounce of silver. $22. moving on. Next up is from the year 2000. It's a Walking Liberty Dawn of the New Millennium. $22. We got some toning on it. There's still a lot of luster. Here, Walking Liberty design. In the reverse, you got a sun with the clouds. Dawn of a New Millennium. Just want to focus that a little better. Yeah, it's a little better. All right, moving on. Next up is from 1986. Burton Mint of Beverly Hills. Edmund Haley. Proof design. Commemorating the discovery of Halley's Comet. So of course you got the eagle and then Halley's Comet right there. And on the other side you got Edmund Haley. 1656 to 1742. And a proof design, very nice. Any science buffs would love to have this one. I know because I'm a science buff and I wish I could afford it. But I'm broke. Spent all my money getting cool stuff for you guys for Monday. But I am a huge science nerd. Actually, I have another Facebook page and YouTube channel that are science. Not that I really use the YouTube channel a whole lot, but I don't have time. I wish I had time to do more. I need like 48-hour days and like 12-day weeks. I'd be set. All right, we are moving on. Next up from the Liberty Mint. This was a really cool design that I think the Mint should like jack and put on one of our coins. Because, I mean, come on. How cool is that? That's Lady Liberty with a sword and a shield, and the look on her face is basically saying, I am not taking crap from anybody. Bring it on. I will whoop your butt. It's got a cool toning on it, too. You can definitely tell this one spent some time in an album. I'm trying to open a sealed tube for 2 hours. Any suggestions? Break the tube. Is it just tape or what's got it sealed? It's a consignment sale hidden. All the prices are set. Try fingernail polish with a Q-tip. Or not the polish, but the remover. That's basically diluted down acetone. That will loosen and dissolve the tape. Just make sure you don't get it on the coins. Alright, moving on. Or your nails. Yeah, if your nails are done, then don't get it on your nails. That's why I use a Q-tip. Alright, next up, from Sunshine Minting, we got a Eagle Design round. Going for 22 bucks. That's pretty much their trademark proof round right there for Sunshine Minting. Alright, moving on. Alright, the next one, I've got kind of an interesting little note about it. So, if you were here in the beginning of the show, you saw these. If you weren't, here they are. These are from the beginning of the show. These are brilliant uncirculated, still sealed 10 ounce of silver. It's 10 coins from 1973. So if anybody wants these, by the way, they're still available. They were $215 per 10 ounces. But this one that we're on right now is the actual, this one's not BU, but this is the coin, or the silver round that's in these. Just not in as good a condition as the wrapped ones. A lot of glare on there. So these are the actual silver rounds that you get in these bigger packs. And again, these are dated. If I can get the light to work on it right. I'm going to show it under the scope real quick. That'll be a lot easier. There you go. 1973. Now you can actually see it. Lundanero, Wade Ventures, Integrity, 1 troy ounce pure silver, 0.999. So this one's 22 bucks. But yeah, I just wanted to show you because these are the ones that are in those bigger packs. Get back up here. Got stuff falling all over the place. All right, the next one, we're moving on. There's 2 available, and they've got the Morgan Dollar design in a proof finish. Going 22 bucks each. Man, I've got a gas bubble sitting right there, and it feels like my spine's trying to break. And then here is the second one. All right, moving on. The next one, there's 3 available. It says engravable because it's got the clear back so you can have something engraved on it for somebody if you want. It's got the 3 9s fine right there. And these are koala bears. Hanging out on a eucalyptus. And again, there are 3 of these available. 22 bucks each. I got 12 more rounds to go after these. And then I will show those 3 centers again. And if there's anybody else that wanted to see anything that you missed, if you looked at either the list on Facebook or if you're on the mailing list and have and missed something, let me know. All right, moving on. I think it's 12 more. Might be less. I don't know. All right. Next up is the Liberty Mint USS Constitution silver round. So that is the old naval vessel USS Constitution. This is in a proof finish. And then on the reverse, Liberty Mint, 1 troy ounce, 99 fine. And Article 1, focus. Article 1, Section 10 of the U.S. Constitution. If you can see that. It says, no state shall make anything but gold and silver coin a tender in payment of debts. So that's kind of neat. All right, we are moving on. All right, now we got a holiday round. It's a Merry Christmas round. From 1985. And awesome toning on the reverse of this thing. This thing looks cool. The camera is not doing this side justice. It looks awesome. Any takers? Man, no love for the old silver rounds tonight. I'm gonna have to give Silver Stinger some grief later on. Because he's always wanting to see what silver we've got. And earlier today, he was like, oh yeah, I'm definitely going to be at your stream because I saw your list. It's going to be amazing. Right before we started, when we were waiting for people to filter in, he was like, all right, I got to go. So he hasn't seen any of it. All right, moving on. He's a good guy, though. If you guys haven't checked out his channel, you should. That's Silver Stinger. He's been taking part in a thing that's been kind of going around the community a little bit called the Gold Coin Challenge. Yeah, I wish I could do these lower, but unfortunately with consignment, I am bound to what they are. That one is very looking cool. But yeah, he's been doing something called the Gold Coin Challenge, where you basically take an envelope and you write, Gold Coin Challenge on it. You decorate it if you want to. And you basically just, anytime if you got, $1 or $2 or some pocket change or whatever, you put it in the envelope, and the idea is that you just leave it and you continue to save it up until you have enough to go buy a gold coin. And he actually just completed his. He got his challenge. He got I forgot what year it was from, but it's from the 70s. He got a Krugerrand, 1 ounce gold. Beautiful coin. All right, moving on. And by the way, let everybody keep this in mind if you ever decide to go into the silver trade. So for the guy that actually owns these, he probably bought these when silver was at 19 bucks an ounce. Or maybe he got them when it was 18 bucks an ounce and he got them all for like a buck over spot. But then you can sometimes, you know, like you're seeing tonight, you can run into the issue when you're trying to resell it of, you know, you don't want to lose money on it. But then if silver drops a bit like it has in the last few days, it's at like 17.5 right now. That can make selling it a little bit more difficult. This one has a Seat of Liberty dime design. It's kind of cool. But, you know, I figured, you know, whatever. I'll still go ahead and give it a shot for him. So he dropped them off. I was like, yeah, I'll give it a go. Now, that's for generic rounds. Like, for Silver Eagles, you'll still be able to sell Silver Eagles for a premium because they're Silver Eagles. If you ever wanted a really, really big version of a Seat of Liberty dime, here you go. But at the same time, you know, on these ones that are from like the 80s, the 70s, there's actually a collector base out there, just like coins, for that kind of stuff. So, older date that are actually dated generic silver rounds still come with a premium. Especially if you get the old Inglehards, you can get a good premium on those. All right, and then we also have this one in a proof finish as well, available tonight. Here's the proof finish one. Any day, I know you said you were looking for some bulk silver. We've still got these available that are the big 10 packs that are still sealed. 10 ounces for $225. Or $215, sorry. 215 bucks. All right, moving on. Next up, this one is, I've been an Arizona resident for over 20 years, and I never knew these things ever existed. These are 1973. From the Arizona Bank, commemorating the groundbreaking I never even knew that was a thing. All good though, right? I'm sure everybody probably has stuff that their state's done that they were never aware. moving on. This one is from 1977 from the Liberty Lobby. This was the Silver Eagle before we had American Silver Eagles. And had a sideways George Washington bust on there. At least I think that's George Washington. Pretty sure it is. The camera's not showing it, but if you see there in the chat, it says tone dark purple. It actually is. It's just not really showing up on the camera. All right, moving on. God. I'm supposed to do that. My bad. Right, this one is International Trade Unit. And it's got some horses going through the Arizona desert. Kind of cool. International Silver Trade Unit, 1 ounce. All right, moving on. This next one actually comes with a cool piece of history. Here's your Buffalo nickel design reverse. And then it's got the Highland Light Train from back in 1867. So anybody that's into, like, you know, old train history would really like this. Three more left after this one. All right, moving on. All right, so this one, I know this is a design a lot of people are familiar with. So Buffalo nickel design, and then they also made an actual silver dollar commemorative silver dollar with this design. That was a proof dollar, and this one is the proof design. Just a regular bullion round. Now, the actual silver dollar that was made like this, I think it's like a $100 coin. We used to have one, but we had to sell it. Oh, I forgot to put that thing. Ah. All right, moving on. Second to last. A Mercury dime design. Kind of neat if you ever wanted to have a gigantic Mercury dime. It's about the closest you'll ever come to it. All right, moving on. The last one is a peace dollar design. Back in 1986. Okay, this is the last item on the list, so let me grab out those trimes that you wanted to see again. Oh wait, I think we might have sold one of them. Yeah, we did. We sold one of them, but you'll be able to see the other one. All right, moving on. Gonna switch to the scope because this thing's tiny. And there you go. 1852. This is the one that's in about good. What are the options? Options of what? This is the only one that's left available. The other one is sold. You'll take it? Awesome. So that one is going to Lady Jacks. All right, was there anything else anybody wanted to see? We still got half dimes. We still got, see the Liberty dimes available. There's still Indians. Oh, no, there's only 2 of those. We still got the BU 1909 VDB. 22 bucks if anybody wanted this one. I'm saying we, it's not even technically our stuff. We have it available. Still got the EF 83 no cents V nickel. The price on that Lincoln cent is 22. Sorry, I should have put it down. There's the price on that 1909 VDB, brilliant uncirculated. Oh wait, nope, this one did sell. Never mind. That one went to Trent. Anything else anybody wants to see? You're hoping that one was still available? Yeah, V nickel's already sold. And then we got half dimes, dimes, the seated dimes, seated half dimes. The one capped bust half dime is still available. And Indian cents are the actual coins that are left from tonight. All right. Oh, if there's nothing left, then everybody thanks for coming out. We appreciate it. I'll start getting to work on getting invoices out. It's a consignment sale, Lady Jacks. I can't change the prices. None of the stuff from tonight is ours. We don't own any of this. We're selling it for somebody else. So they're what his set prices are. So sorry about that. No, it's all good. Just remember whenever you're on, watch down where the title of the stream is. If it says consignment sale, that means we can't change the prices. If it doesn't say that, that means it's our stuff, and we're always happy to work with people. $1973 one. $1973 one what? Oh, it's all good. Which one are you talking about, Andy Day? Oh, the Arizona Bank one? That is... hang on, I gotta find it. Did you see an 1883 with arrows? No. You saw an 1873, I think, or 1874. There's 1853 and 54 and 54O Liberty dimes, seated Liberty dimes with arrows. Oh wait, no, the New Orleans sold. And the 54 plain date. And then the other one was a 74. 1 second, Andy, I gotta find it. Did you want this one, Annie? This is a 1873 one. Arizona Bank. Fall 1973, groundbreaking. Yeah, all right, cool. We're going to Annie Day. All right, so we will be back on Monday with our normal show. We have some really cool stuff coming, so I hope everybody makes it out. Got a hold of a Dansco that are really hard to get because they've been out of print for like forever, which pretty much every collector thinks is stupid. But what can you do, right? But we did get a hold of one, and it will be up on Monday. A lot of cool stuff coming. So, all right, I'm going to get out of here. Thank you, everybody, for coming out and hanging out. I might be thinking about switching nights for this second show. I don't know. I got to figure it out because we don't seem to get a whole lot of traffic on Thursdays. I know there's some other folks that stream on Thursday. The big Q&A stream happens on Thursdays. Will do, Annie. Everything from tonight's going to hold over to next week anyway. So, yeah, I might be trying to figure out a different night for the second shows. We'll figure it out. I'll keep you guys posted. All right, so like I said, I will be on either tomorrow or Saturday, and we'll go through the baddie quarters and see if there's anything cool on them. There they are. That's his. See if any of them have any like cracks or chips or doubling or any other kind of anything on them. That'll just be a relaxed hangout. But, all right, hey, everybody have a great night.